The 2023 NCAA Track and Field Championships saw many highs, but it also saw many lows. In the women's 1500, we saw Caitlin Toohey take out the pace red hot, opening the first lap in around 64 seconds. But then, over the closing stages, the early pace ultimately got to her, and she faded all the way back to 7th place. And then, just a few hours later, she actually didn't even show up for the 5,000 meters, which was definitely not what she was looking for on this day. Over in the women's 400 and 400 hurdles, Britton Wilson unfortunately suffered a very similar fate, not quite winning over the open 400, and then just 20 minutes later, the 400-meter hurdles proved to be too much, as she fell quite far beyond her goal of winning the 400 and 400 hurdles double. Things changed from what people do expect. And speaking of unexpected moments, Will Sumner did something so unbelievable in the men's 800 meters that it honestly might be one of the greatest performances that I have ever seen in track and field. Now, let me give you some context here to understand exactly what was happening. Will Sumner is a true freshman for the University of Georgia. Back during his senior year of high school, he pretty much tore apart the record books, setting national records in the 500 meters, setting a national record for the 600 meters. However, the 800 meters ultimately is proving to be his best event, because what he just did in the 800 meter finals, again, as a true freshman, cannot be overstated. Over the first lap, Sumner ultimately took the lead, hitting the opening 400-meter split in 53.12 seconds. Now, for anyone that is familiar with racing in the 800 meters, this 53-second opening lap probably meant that the fastest anyone in this field could go was around 1 minute and 46 seconds, as negative splitting in the 800 meters is a very rare occurrence. However, do not tell that to Will Sumner, because right after crossing through 400 meters, he absolutely asserted himself with a superhuman surge, putting more and more distance on the field as the race progressed. And then, coming around the final bend with just over 100 meters to go, Will Sumner had the victory in his back pocket, and his strength and speed together proved to be too much for anyone else in the field to match. And with a shocking time of 1 minute 44.26 seconds, he not only ran a new personal record, but he also set a facility record and he set a new collegiate lead for 2023. And if we go even deeper into the history books, we can see that Will Sumner just made a pretty big splash in the NCAA record books, because at 144.25, he just became the 5th fastest 800-meter runner in collegiate history, only falling behind Michael Cerrone, Donovan Brazier, Moad Zahafi, and Emmanuel Career. And if you know anything about these athletes that I just mentioned, Michael Cerrone has made a big splash on the international scene, Donovan Brazier was a world champion back in 2019, Emmanuel Career actually went on to win the Olympic Games, and while Zahafi hasn't quite done as much as the other 3 athletes, 143.69 is still blistering. But it's also very important to mention that Will Sumner is again a true freshman, and he ran a spectacular negative split here. There has been a lot of buzz as to whether or not this is in fact the biggest and most impressive negative split in 800-meter history. Given the context and given his age, this really is a superhuman performance. And at 144.26, this now places him as one of the top 10 fastest athletes in the world this year over the 800 meters. And it also makes him the fastest athlete from the United States for 2023. A big question that a lot of people are wondering right now is whether or not Will Sumner is actually going to be able to make it to the World Championships. Again, he is the fastest athlete in the United States so far. However, he will still have to battle through the rounds in order to make it to the World Championships, and come the finals and the US Nationals, he'll have to finish in the top 3. This is certainly no easy task, especially after running a very long collegiate season. He had a lot of performances during the indoor campaign, he has run very well during this outdoor season, but honestly, he looks to be in the absolute best fitness that he has ever been in right now. And achieving this kind of time with a negative split is unreal. And now I really want to hear from all of you. How fast do you think Will Sumner will run in 2023? And do you think he'll be able to make it to the World Championships? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, everyone, and as always, until next time.